Hello, everyone, and welcome back from a cold and surprisingly snowy weekend. I just want to say if there was one good thing this weekend, it's the simple fact that all of you who have been wishing and praying for cold weather and snow, hey, Mother Nature has been reading your Facebook post and snow you got this weekend. So now that that's out of everybody's system, if we could just all start asking Mother Nature for 80-degree weather and sunny skies, hey, I think that would be great. And, the idea of a Santa Claus in sunglasses, shorts, and a Hawaiian shirt sounds pretty good to me. So let's start with that, and let's see if we can't maybe have a little warm up here and go into the holiday with a little warmer weather. Because, man, I'm telling you what, this weekend was a little bit of a shock to the senses. So, but hey, you know what? It was beautiful. When it was snowing, it was beautiful, and there's no doubt about it. Cold weather is upon us. So we'll just have to deal with it for a few months, and then it'll start warming up on its own. But hey, that said, before I get too far along in this week's message, I just want to thank everyone for their amazing convocation behavior this past Friday at the Veterans Day recognition. Everyone in attendance, all of you students behaved amazingly, and I want to thank you. I had many visitors afterwards, many of our veterans afterwards come up to me and say how well you were behaved during the convocation. So thank you for that. Veterans Day is a big deal. And we will never, ever, ever be able to repay our veterans for the sacrifices they made so that we have the freedoms that we have today. But by giving them the respect that they deserve on their day is our way of saying thank you. So you all did exceptionally well on Friday. So for that, well done, everyone. Now, this week is pretty straightforward. Not too many distractions. I'm sure most of you realize that Thanksgiving break is only 7 school days away. Okay, we are close. This week, Monday, Tuesday, and next week, and we are on Thanksgiving break, and we'll be able to get all the sleep and food that you want. And that means that Christmas break is really just about a month away. Maybe just a little over a month away. So that means that we are already halfway through the second grading period. Midterms were on Friday, and they are in the mail. Actually, I shouldn't say they're in the mail. They're in the electronic mail where they'll be sent home. Notification will be sent home or was sent home to your parents on Friday via the y'all call that midterms are available to view on Skyward. So, time flies. We talk about it all the time, how time flies on the school year. And so what can you do the rest of this semester to give yourself the best chance of success? And there are really 3 big things. First and foremost, number 1, go to class. Simple, go to class. This is important, all right? And I know some of you think going to class may not be that big of a deal, but it's extremely important because the classroom is where the information is given to you in the form of the instruction from your teachers, okay? You need to go to class, okay? It's also an opportunity for you to ask questions, get clarification, get help, reinforce what you've learned, take advantage of what is being offered to you so that you can make and have the best chance of success. All right. On top of that, get your homework done. Hey, let's get that homework done, and we'll talk about that in a second. But we've got plenty of time given to you. So first thing you do, go to class. Secondly, make sure you read and study. Okay. Make sure you read and study. This is extremely important because typically the first time that you take information in and you process that new information, you don't get it. Okay, so the teacher's up there, they're in the front of the classroom, they're giving you the information, you're listening, you're not going to get everything that teacher says. But when you read your assignment and you spend a little extra time going over your notes and what the assignment is and going over what handouts are online work that you have, hey, that is going to help you retain that information and better process that information. Okay. And you'll be able to begin tying different things together. Oh yeah, I remember the teacher talking about that. And I can relate that to this. And oh, I get that. I understand that now. I didn't get that in classroom, but now that I've read this explanation of it and see it in a different manner and a different explanation, I get that. Okay. So make sure that you read and study your assignments, because this is going to help improve your mastery of the content. Okay. And then the last thing, like I had said earlier, is get your homework done. You know, I never understand. I get some of you students into my office and we're talking about grades, and you're like, yeah, I know, I got that done, I just didn't turn it in. Seriously? Why are you doing the work and then not turning it in? It's it's the 21st century. A lot of times turning something in simply involves pushing a couple buttons. Okay? It's so simple and so easy. And yet some of you decide that you're not going to turn something in that you've got completed, and good chances are you've done it right. Turn your work in. Getting behind in class is only going to hinder your ability to learn. Okay, creates confusion when new materials introduced. The teacher, teachers ask questions. Why do teachers ask questions? Teachers ask questions to check for understanding. Hey, do you understand this? Do you understand that? Okay, that's why they ask questions. And when you sit there like a bump on a log and you don't say anything, okay, as a teacher, I believe you understand it because you're not asking questions. You've got to ask questions. All right. I've been telling you since day one, ask questions. Ask. That 3-letter word, ask. Ask questions. Um, you've got to you've got to respond to the teacher. You've got to communicate with the teacher in class. Hey, you know what? Ask the question after class. If you're worried about what that question is going to sound like, ask it after class. Ask it in private. Send them an email. Send them a message. But it's terribly important, because otherwise the belief is that you understand that information, and more information is going to get put on top of it, and a lot of the information that now that you're in high school that you're learning is going to draw upon what you learned in middle school, and second semester information is going to draw upon what you learned first semester, and it's building. We're building that foundation. Okay, we're building that house of success for you. And if you don't understand those foundational elements, those things that you learned in middle school, and those things that you learned freshman year or sophomore year, we're not going to be able to build that, because you're just like a house. Your education is only as strong as the foundation that you have. So make sure that you do your work, okay? Because that shows you on what you understand and what you don't understand, what you need help with, what you don't need help with. All right, that's extremely, extremely important. Put all three of these things together, and there's one more thing. You put all of these together, and there's one more thing that you have to have, okay? And that is sustained focus, okay? I believe all of you can focus, here at this, or here at this, or here at this. But you have to have sustained focus all through the grading period. Okay. If you do a little bit here, a little bit here, you're going to get distracted. You're going to lose your motivation. But if you can keep focused on your goals of achieving things like good grades, you'll be able to follow this simple formula of these three things, these four things, to be able to succeed. Okay. Now, hey, time to time you're going to slip. I understand that. We all know that. We all have slip ups. It's okay. It's part of life. Okay. But don't give up. You can slip up, but don't give up. All right. Regain that focus, get caught up, get back on track. That's part of what Homework Club is for. Okay. You don't get something done on time. Number one, you're going to be held accountable for it. you're going to homework club. And if you don't go to homework club, you're going to Friday night. You don't go to Friday, you go to Saturday, blah, blah, blah. All right. You're going to be held accountable for what is expected of you. But go to homework club, get the work done, get it turned in, and get back on track. Okay. Your teachers are understanding and will work with you, but you have to help yourself. Okay. Again, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's nothing new. It's not a novel concept. Don't be afraid to ask for help. All right. Teachers, they're here to help you. They're here for you. Okay. Trust me, if the teachers weren't here for you, they'd be in some other job, getting tons of time off and making tons of money. Okay. They're here as teachers because they care for you as the students. All right. So make sure you ask and stay focused. And if you fall off that wagon, if you slip up, don't give up. Just regain that focus. All right. So enough of that. All right. 7 days till Thanksgiving. A little bit of a month left in the semester to be able to get goals done and goals achieved. Now, finally, the last thing I want to say this week is I want to just specifically want to be able to get that word out. I want to specifically talk to those of you out there, those of our students who drive. Okay. Now, winter weather is upon us. And with that, we know driving conditions are going to be poor and kind of like this morning, Sunday morning, quite nasty at times. All right. Please, students who drive, slow down. Okay. Slow down in advance of having to stop and turn. All right. Drive for the conditions of the road. All right. This morning, I had to get out into that weather, and I was driving, and I was actually the second person onto the scene of an accident, and the driver had tried to take a corner too fast for the snow and the wet road conditions, and ended up hitting a tree head on, going about 50 miles an hour. And both the driver and the teenage passenger were seriously hurt from this accident and the airbag deployment. With some broken bones, and it was a pretty bad scene to have come up on. So please, drivers, student drivers, I know you're in town, and you know what? I know you think, my vehicle can handle anything. I'm driving a big truck. I got 4-wheel drive. Doesn't matter. Blah blah. It does. Okay, it does. So please slow down. Take your time. Okay. I know we're often in a hurry to get somewhere, to get something done. I know that rush, rush, rush. That seems to be the name of the game anymore. Rush, rush, rush. Hey, you know what? Your safety and your well-being is not worth that few extra seconds rushing is going to save you. Okay. So if you're going to be driving this winter, please make sure you know how to drive in the bad weather. Please make sure that you leave early, slow down, take your time. Make sure that you have some emergency supplies in your car. Something just as simple as a blanket. If you end up in an accident or in the ditch and you need a blanket to stay warm until help comes, just simple emergency first aid stuff. Make sure you got that in the car. But most of all, please, please, please stay safe. Okay. Now, with that said, what's going on this weekend? Like I said, pretty short, pretty uneventful weekend. This is week 3 of our clubs and organizations. So Monday, the 15th, Monday, November 15th, we got IUK classes. During lunch and advisory, Campus Life is going to meet. And then Monday night, we've got the Wabash City School Board meeting. Tuesday, lunch and advisory. That's going to be prom committee, academic teams, and jazz band this week. Okay. And then at 11:35, second advisory for seniors, Community Foundation scholarship presentation is going to occur for you so that you can begin looking at all of those scholarship and grant opportunities for you. Wednesday, we got IUK classes. The U.S. Navy is going to be at lunch. And then Wednesday night, we've got girls basketball on the road at Warsaw. Thursday Advisory Club's going to be the Japanese Language Club and Students Against Destructive Decisions, SAD. Thursday night, 6 p.m., Kuhlman Gymnasium, boys varsity basketball scrimmage. Boys varsity basketball starting up, playing their scrimmage, getting ready for their season opener next week. And that scrimmage will be against Wabash again in Kuhlman Gymnasium. And then Friday morning, 7:30 a.m., FCA, lunch advisory. We're going to have chess club, book club, and this week only, okay, speech team is going to have an organizational call-out meeting. So if you're interested in that, you signed up at the club fair. Friday, Mrs. Sapuzik's room, speech team. Now, your normal speech team members, people are going to be on speech team. Your normal club day will be on Tuesdays. But they're going to have the organizational meeting this Friday. Okay. And then 2:43, our Apache Way pass recognition on the schedule for Saturday. Only got one thing on Saturday. That is the 9th and 10th grade wrestling invite at Yorktown. So for those freshman and sophomore wrestlers, looks like they're going to be heading down to Yorktown. And that is it. Remember, our social emotional learning focus of the month is gratitude this week. We want to recognize all of you students out there who are exhibiting the behavior of gratitude. And with that, I am grateful for each and every one of you students. You know, I always say I'm going to treat you like one of my own kids, and I do, and you all mean so much to me. So please focus on your goals. Do everything you can to achieve those goals. You know, winter weather drivers, slow down, and let's have a fantastic last 5 days before Thanksgiving week, last 7 days before Thanksgiving break. And hey, it's a great time to be an Apache. We'll see everybody on Monday. Take care.